Hi, my name's Richard from Allied Farriers. Today I'm going to show you how we wrap a foot for an abscess. So as you can see here, this horse had a nice little abscess around her toe. So we're going to wrap that up and put a poultice on it so she can go back out the paddock. So what we have here, this is just a bit of dental impression material, but you can use styrofoam, cotton gauze, anything just takes a little bit of pressure away from this area here. So that's all that's there for. So today we're going to put a dry poultice on. So this is some animal Intex. We're going to put the dry poultice on with the shiny side up, so the dull side to where the abscess is. We're going to put that over the area to make sure you cut an area big enough that will cover the whole abscess source. There we go. And we've got some cotton gauze. I'm just going to wrap that around her heels to protect her heel bulbs from rubbing when we wrap it up. So now we've got our bandage. We're going to wrap it with our bandage first. A nice stretchy bandage here. And wrap it around, making sure we keep our animal Intex in place. It's much easier if you can get a second pair of hands to help you, but you don't always have that. We're going to wrap that a couple of times around the outside. Make sure it's nice and secure. You don't want to wrap it too hard because this is a bandage will get tighter as you wrap it up. So not too hard, nice and loosely, and then we just start wrapping around and over the toe and then over the sole. And then we come back around. We really want to cover the sole here because that's where they're going to be walking on when they're back out in the paddock. Keep wrapping. You can alternate the direction in which you wrap. It makes it easier to cover the toes and cover all that sole. Back around. And as you start to get towards the end, I like to bring it, just do it all the way around the rim there. Make sure that's nice and tight on there. Make sure it's not too tight around the heels here. And then we grab some of our elastoplast wrapping, and we're just going to do the same with the elastoplast. Now I recommend, if you're going to do this, pull a big long strip out and then re-wrap it before you're doing it, especially if you're doing it on your own, because the elastoplast can be quite difficult to unwrap. So now we're just doing the same thing as we did with our other bandage. Bring it around. Yeah. And then just keep coming up, covering our sole. Again, try to make sure that it's not too tight as you come around. Make sure you get it up over the heels. So that's what's going to keep it on the foot. And we just keep working our way around to cover that sole. If it's sticky, you just put a thumb on it, and you can bring it up and over and around as you please, where you need it. Same as with the other bandage. As we're getting towards the end, I like to try and finish it off up on the hoof wall somewhere, or on the heels, not on the sole, because as they walk, that can loosen off and come undone. And now, the most important part, we have some PVC tape. Sometimes you can lay it on a table and put strip, and make like a little base for this, but we normally just grab it, and same with our bandages, run a ring around the outside, and then start covering our toe and across our heels, and then covering the sole. This just helps make The bandage is a little bit more waterproof. We are in the middle of winter here, so we want to try and make it a little bit more waterproof. And the horses do like to go in the dam quite a bit, so every little bit can help. And it just adds another layer of wear to your bandage, especially across the toe where they're most likely to scrub it out. And once you've covered everything, you think you got it covered, that'll generally be enough tape. And then the very last thing we do is we like to cut a little slit in here. Not too much, just maybe an inch or so, to allow those heels a little bit of movement to expand. Even though we've already got our cotton wool, it just gives us that little bit extra so that when they're walking, it doesn't rub too much.